thought I would show you a vest that I'm making, and it is based on yarn that I bought from the Hobby Lobby. It's called Delish. It's called Pistachio. Let me see. Here we go. It's Delish Boutique Yarn Bee, and it is 90% acrylic and 10% alpaca. And I am using size 7 needles. I realized after I made this that maybe it was a little bit too floppy a weave. In other words, I think I could have benefited by using either 1 or 2 sizes smaller needles. But I love that it's very unstructured and it's just very informal and a little bit rustic looking. And let's just show you the pocket I just created on it. I love the pockets, and I'm working on another one, as you can see here, right there. It's 30. It's 30 stitches with 6 seed stitch on each side and 4 seed stitch rows as the base of it. But I like it because it kind of sticks out, which means that your hands have a lot of room to stick in there. And I also crocheted it along here. So it came out fun, very functional. I'm looking for something functional. And I just invented the pattern on this. It's really, really simple. I started out with 120 stitches for the back, and I can just show you the back. Let me see if I can. It's all stockingette. I did some rib stitch at the very bottom, and that was only 3 or 4 rows. And then what I did was I did indent it a bit, and then I started the seed stitch here. And that's, I think, I can't remember how many stitches. I should have paid attention. But it is symmetrical. I'd have to count them. But anyway, I think it's 8 stitches. And then I did a little bit of seed stitch at the very top here, because I thought maybe it would give it a little more structure at the top. But as you can see, it's a little bit too loose a weave here. So I think I should have used size 6 needles instead of the size 7. But I'm still very pleased with how it came out. Now, in the front, let me just explain what I did for the front. I know it looks quite elaborate with this collar, but what it really is it's nothing but making just a simple scarf, basically. And I have it's 60 stitches on each side, and I have, so you can see it's basically just a scarf that folds over at the top. 60 stitches on each side, and I've got 10 stitches of seed stitch here on both sides. So you're just basically knitting the purls and purling the knits for 10 stitches, and then flipping back to your usual stockingette stitch for the interior of it. And use yarn rings, those marker rings. It really helps speed things up, so you don't have to keep counting at the end of every row and figuring out how many stitches you have left to start your the seed stitch pattern. And then what I like about it is that you've got this kind of vertical style here going down it, which is basically just the scarf I created that I'm sticking as the front side. I hope that explains things pretty clearly. I like this yarn a lot. It's fun to work with. Let's see what else I can say about it. I would definitely try some of the other colors at some point. And it's just very cozy, and I'm really glad I put the pocket in. And I'm working on this other pocket, so hopefully maybe I will trim that with a crochet trim in a contrasting color, which would probably be the same brown, because Most of the other colors don't contrast too much with it. And then the other thing is, I kind of like the fact that it's not symmetrical. As you can see, it doesn't line up, and it doesn't line up in the back either. But I kind of like that because you can see it here how it doesn't line up. But I kind of like that because it just gives it a lot more of a handmade character. So that's my concoction. And I got my ideas from this book I read a long time ago called Knitting, I can't remember, The New Knitting, that's what it's called, by Florence Temko. And she just encourages everybody to just adapt, a pattern to what you like, and you can keep it very simple and it can still come out really interesting. And that's the part I really like about the inspiration she gave in her book. Okay, I think that's it. Back to knitting. Have a good day, and as I say, stay safe.